What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get into this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, we are now officially nine subs away from 200. This is absolutely incredible, guys. I cannot believe how far we've come since I first started my channel back in 2015. It's so hard to believe, but again, we are 9 subs away. All we need are 9 people to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell, and we will have officially reached the goal of 200 subs. And this box will be opened. A Korean Strike of Neos booster box in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes to potentially pull this guy. Elemental Hero Air Neos, the so-called forbidden Yu-Gi-Oh card. Is it really forbidden? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Now if this channel gets to 500 subs, I'm gonna open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia. The possibilities are out there, and I actually got this from my partners over at Collector Store, so be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. But speaking of Collector Store, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I'm gonna open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from them, on the hopes to potentially pull my second ever collector's rare. Because it wouldn't be the first time that I pulled a collector's rare. Because I also pulled this from my Genesis Impact box opening from a few months ago. I pulled this, a collector's rare Beat Cup from the Underworld. I know the camera doesn't do it justice anymore because I just got blackout curtains, but this thing is absolutely gorgeous. And judging by the look of it, it has the potential to become a PSA 10. So maybe, who knows? But with that being said, guys, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you have not done so already, because I know that a lot of you guys have not done so already, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. Now for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, NXT's The Great American Bash is now officially in the record books, and apparently NXT has left us with even more questions than answers. So that's why for this week's episode, I'm going to be reviewing NXT The Great American Bash, and give you guys my ratings on each match, and give you guys my full rating on the whole card itself, and to pick whether or not the match could have ended differently. But for most of these, it might just surprise you. But let's kick things off with the kickoff show, as we had ourselves an 8-person mixed tag team match that featured all the members of Metaphor, which featured Lash Legend, Jakar Jackson, Oro Mensah, and the knockoff NXT Heritage Cup champion, emphasis on knockoff, Noam Dar, as they took on the team of Dragon Lee, Valentina Feroz, Ulysses Leon, and of course the true NXT Heritage Cup champion Nathan Frazer. Now, this rivalry had been brewing for well over like what almost two months now, and you guys know that on NXT a number of weeks ago, Noam Dar was supposed to have defended the cup against Frazer, but apparently he was injured. Let's be real, he never was. He was just trying to back. He was just trying to back out of a match because he knew that he was gonna lose. So Oro Mensah took over, and he lost, and now he's claiming that he's the true Heritage Cup champion, but everyone knows that it's Nathan Frazer. But this match basically was non-stop action. This was literally one of the craziest matches I had ever seen. There were super kicks, there were chops, there was a lot of aerial assaults. This was pretty much everything that we had expected. But what I'm curious about was why this was a part of the kickoff show when it could have been on the main card. That right there is what got me irked, if you will. And I mean the victory, obviously, yes, the victory did go to Dragon Lee, Nathan Frazer, Ulysses Leon, and Valentina Feroz, but excuse me. But everyone knows that Noam Dar, he ain't gonna let that slide. There's no way that he'll let it slide at all, and he'll probably want to challenge Frazer to crown an undisputed Heritage Cup champion. Which, honestly, I'm all for that. But we all know how that's gonna go down. But honestly, this match was actually really good. Aside from the fact that this was on the kickoff show, this was actually pretty crazy. So I'm giving this one 3.5 stars. Could this match have ended differently? I don't think so. I think the way it ended, I think was the right move, creatively speaking, because it proved that not only is Dragon Lee ready for that championship contention, but it also proves his spot in NXT, because among everybody that was in this match, Dragon Lee is the rookie, or I guess in a way, Dragon Lee has only been in NXT for just a short time, and this match basically proved that he was ready for the big leagues. Yes, I did say, I think I did say that when he competed at Stand and Deliver, but to be fair, that match and his match against Noam Dar at Battleground, they were basically prove yourself matches. This was basically the culmination, if you will, of him proving himself to the whole world that he is ready, and honestly, he is. So I don't think that match could have ended differently at all. But now we move into the main card with the NXT Tag Team titles between Gallus and the D'Angelo family. The rivalry had been brewing since April, and this was all a ploy by the family to get the shot at the NXT Tag Team titles, and we knew it was gonna happen, and we knew that Joe Coffey was gonna try and somehow get involved in the match, and he did, but it completely backfired at the end of it. There were so many times where Gallus came this close from retaining the NXT tag team titles. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I never would have imagined that we would ever see Tony D'Angelo as a champion, because he's had so many opportunities at the North American title. He's had opportunities at the NXT title, at the tag titles. I never would have imagined it. But it finally happened. Tony D'Angelo and Stacks hit Wolfgang with the move that they call Bada Bing to become NXT Tag Team Champions. This match, 4 stars easy. That was incredible. Could this match have ended differently? Honestly, I don't think so. I think creatively speaking, I think this was another right move on their part, because Gallus had already dominated at NXT UK when when they became tag team champions. Now they had already conquered NXT. I think now is the time for Gallus to move up and join the main roster. Go over to Raw, join the main roster, and potentially start a feud with the Judgment Day, which honestly, that would be pretty cool. I think that would be probably the right move in my personal opinion. So I don't think this match could have ended differently at all. But speaking of things speaking of things ending differently, Weapons Wild, Roxanne Perez, Blair Davenport, and with Roxanne's younger sister and her mother sitting at ringside, and the match started with a bang. Blair Davenport attacking Roxanne from behind. There were chairs, there were cattle prods, belts, basically everything but damn near everything but the kitchen sink. And there were quite a few times where Blair Davenport had a chance to pick up that victory, but Roxanne Perez, she picked up that victory by hitting hitting Blair with pop rocks onto a pile of chairs. And honestly, I don't think it could have ended differently, aside from the fact that if Blair Davenport had put Roxanne Perez through a table and then hit Roxanne with a Falcon Arrow, I think that right there would have been that right there would have clinched the victory for Blair. But there was no shot. There was no shot Blair that Davenport was gonna win this match. 3 stars easy. Although I think it would have been 4 stars if it became a quote unquote instant classic, But honestly, it is what it is. But I will say this. This proves that Roxanne Perez is ready to get back into title contentions. So maybe we might see Roxanne and maybe Tiffany Stratton at some point. Who knows? But now we move on into a match that never should have happened. Gable Steveson, Baron Corbin. I'm not even gonna justify this matchup. This is This was literally the worst booked match I had ever seen in years. And that's saying a lot. Because there were a lot of times where WWE had booked a match and it was horrible. This is definitely one of them. The match ended in a double countout as they were beating the hell out of each other outside of the ring. This was horrible. I am not even gonna rate this matchup. This isn't no stars. I'm giving it 0 stars. This was horrible. And I think the only way that this rivalry can bounce back from what happened last night is if they did is if they did a 2 out of 3 falls match in which it becomes an instant classic, in which case that would make Gable Steveson the hero and Baron Corbin the villain of this story. But if you listen to the chants from last night, Baron Corbin apparently was the hero of the story, which made no sense whatsoever. But I'm not gonna complain. But could this match have ended differently? Yes, Baron Corbin winning. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Next up, we have a triple threat match for the NXT North American title between the champion Dominic Mysterio and the challengers Wesley and Mustafa Ali. I don't even think I need to justify and go in depth with this matchup, except the fact that Rhea Ripley, the Women's World Champion, got involved and basically just helped Dom win. The question becomes, though, could it have ended differently? I honestly, yes, yeah. To be quite as crazy as it sounds, yes, it could have ended differently. It could have ended differently with Ali picking up the victory. Had the referee decided to eject Rhea Ripley from ringside, Ali could have won. Wesley had no chance at all. It was basically the night that Ali was going to win, but Dom ended up winning. Although I will admit, aside from Rhea getting involved, this was a really good match. 3.5 stars easy. I ain't saying much about it. But now we move on into the NXT Women's Title match, which became a submission match where the only way to win is to make your opponent tap out. And this was actually the youngest match in WWE history, with Tiffany Stratton at the age of 24 and Thea Hale at the age of 19, and she had just graduated high school last year. You guys, absolutely incredible. And this was back and forth. We knew that both women had their eyes on a body part. Tiffany Stratton had focused on Thea Hale's back. Thea had focused on Tiffany's arm. Boston Crabs, Kimuras, Fujiwara arm bars, back and forth, absolutely insane. But the closing moments of the match, it was just I'm surprised that Thea Hale actually lasted that long before Andre Chase decided to throw in the towel. Excuse me, and saved Thea Hale. I am actually surprised. I think Tiffany Stratton had the Boston Crab on for like 2, 3, 4, at least 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes, which is absolutely incredible. And for Thea Hale to withstand that much pain proves that she was ready for a shot to become NXT Women's to become the youngest champion in WWE history at the age of 19. But unfortunately, Tiffany Stratton was able to win via the fact that Andre Chase threw in the towel. Now, let's say, for example, he didn't throw in the towel. Could Thea Hale have won? I don't think. Honestly, I don't think it would have mattered unless if Thea Hale had the leg strength to escape the Boston Crab, in which case she would have applied the Kimura, and Tiffany Stratton would have tapped. That's probably like the only way, like the only thing I could think of. But other than that, Tiffany Stratton had that match in the bag. But this match, 3 stars easy. But now we move on into the main event, and this was anything but pretty. Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title. This was the clear case of an instant classic. There was chops, super kicks. There was enziguris. They threw everything at each other. Ilya Dragunov had literally chopped the living hell out of Carmelo Hayes. It was absolutely insane. But the last moments of the match, as I talked about, as I mentioned last night, Carmelo, Dragunov was aiming for Carmelo Hayes, but ended up hitting Trick Williams with Torpedo Moscow, which allowed Carmelo Hayes to throw Dragunov back into the ring and hit Dragunov with nothing but net to retain the NXT title. Now, could this match have ended differently? Yes. As crazy as it sounds, yes. I think the only way the match could have ended differently is if Carmelo Hayes if he had taken that bullet, that Torpedo Moscow, Dragunov would have won easily. But other than that, there was no way. There was no way Dragunov was ever going to become an NXT champion. But this was an easy 5 stars. Plain and simple. My thoughts on the whole card pretty much was exactly everything that we had expected, aside from the Gable Steveson Baron Corbin match. Everything else lived up to all the hype. This whole card, 4 stars, easy, which again leaves us with even more questions than answers, including the big question of who will be the one to take the North American title off of Dominic Mysterio. Who knows? I guess we'll have to find out tonight on Raw, because now we are officially just a few days away from SummerSlam, and on Wednesday, SummerSlam predictions, baby, so get ready for that. But that brings me to the question of the day, which is this: what was your favorite match from the Great American Bash? And what match do you guys want to see take place at NXT No Mercy? Let me know down in the comments below. And that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's The Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.